What's up, people? It's Cowboy coming at you. I got something to say. Are y'all listening to me? Good morning, YouTube family. It's Cowboy coming at you. Nice, beautiful Sunday morning. Thought I'd come on and just speak at y'all just for a few minutes. Not doing a cigar review this morning. Had a couple of cigars and quite a few drinks last night, so I'm gonna give myself a break for a little while today. So I'm just sitting outside here, man, pondering, soaking in the good weather this Sunday morning, having a nice cup of coffee. That cup there, I love to show that off. Best pop ever for my grandbabies. But I'm having a cup of Jamaican Blue Mountain medium roast coffee this morning. Another one of my faves. Now those coffees, like I said, I love a hazelnut. I love the Colombian, Southern pecan, and this Jamaican blend I normally keep around the house. I drink whichever one I feel like I have a taste for that particular day. So we're just having a good cup of coffee this morning, man. I'm sitting here on the iPad, trying to figure out the best place to order a couple of sticks from that I'm getting ready to order. I don't know, today or tomorrow if I find them. But what I'm looking at, I want to share with y'all a cigar that I smoked not long ago. And I did take some notes on it. So I'll just give a written review on this cigar because it's a cigar I enjoyed quite a bit. Got a chance to smoke this cigar with my man Ryan Real and a few other people on a call with Black Lion Luxuries, a members only call that we had. And we were able to bring on Risteski, who is the owner of Jasum Crawl cigar line. Being able to sit up and talk with this guy, man, on the chat was a beautiful thing. That's what I love right now about the boutique guys, man. Those guys don't mind getting close and personal with you, man, and being able to speak with these guys and understand where their head is on their blends and what it is they're trying to do gives you a much more appreciation for the cigar. There's no guessing. You can talk to those guys and ask them anything you want to, man. So I sat on a call with those guys for a couple of hours. Had a beautiful conversation, man, about his cigars and where his head was and why he did what he did. And I would have to say Riste is just like one of the fellas. Real cool guy, man. I appreciate people like that. So the name of the cigar line, again, is Jasum Crawl. And Jasum Crawl is, I think that's Macedonian, and it stands for I am king. Kind of like that. I love the history and the mindset that goes into these ideas that these guys have when they come up with the names and the slogans for the cigars. Man, it's a beautiful thing. That's what I love about boutiques. So much creativity goes into what these guys are doing, and they've all got their own lane. It's a beautiful thing. But the Jasum Crawl cigar line, what Riste was trying to do after speaking with him, he's been a Cuban cigar smoker, big time Cuban cigar smoker. And like most of us know that smoke Cubans, man, Cubans ain't what they used to be anymore. It's almost like it's becoming a lost art, although it isn't. It's just that with supply and demand, the Cuban cigars just don't have time to do what they need to do in order to be good anymore. You got to be patient with Cuban cigars. Cuban cigars need time. They need time to rest in order to reach their full potential. Most of us are getting these Cuban cigars now and we're just simply smoking them too fast. You got to be patient with Cubans, man. If you're not going to get them and let them rest for a couple of years before you smoke them, in my opinion, you're wasting your time. So what Riste told us what he was trying to do was he wanted to create a line of cigars that would hold up to the old Cuban standard, using his own vision, his own way of doing things, adding his own little twist to it. And that's what he did. So that night, what I smoked while on the call with him came out of Black Lion Luxuries Cigar of the Month pack, and we always get great cigars with Black Lion Luxuries, man. You guys have to get in before it's too late. If you have not subscribed to the Black Lion Luxury Cigar of the Month membership, I would suggest that you do so. This particular cigar came out of the August bunch. It was the Tyrannical, the Jasum Crawl Tyrannical Buck Doble. It was a 6.5 by 50 Connecticut. Good looking cigar, man. I'm gonna look at some of my notes that I wrote down here to try to give y'all a real quick overview of that smoke while I was on the call with those guys. That's what made the smoke even better, man. Just being able to sit there and smoke the cigar with the man that blended it was a hell of an experience. Loved it. But on that cigar, man, that cigar was supposed to be about a medium to full body cigar. It had a Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper on it. The binder was from the Yalapa Valley in Nicaragua, and it had a couple of different fillers, 2 or 3 different fillers. One from Condega and Esteli, Nicaragua, and it also had some U.S. Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So as I was, before I fired the cigar up with these guys, man, on the smell of that cigar, I got barnyard, earth, a grassy note there, a bready note was there as well on the smell, and some must. Very good looking cigar, very smooth, slick looking cigar on the Connecticut. I wish I had taken pictures of it while I was smoking it, man, but I was in the middle of the call and the pictures just wasn't on my mind to show y'all the cigar. But I am going to get my hands on it again, and maybe I'll do a quick live with it while I'm smoking the cigar. But also on the construction, man, had very light veins to it, nice triple cap. On the cold draw, it had a medium draw to it once I cut it. Didn't have a very smooth draw. It was a medium draw, so I was a little concerned about that at first. Had a bready cracker note to it on the draw. And on the light up, when I fired the thing up right off the bat, I got a bready note. It was earthy, a nice woody note. If I remember, not smoking that cigar right now, I'm going to say it was oaky, well, maybe more cedar than oak. Even had a little honey sweetness there on the light up. And on the retro, I was picking up black pepper and a spice. And while sitting there smoking the cigar with Riste on the call, along with a lot of the other guys from Black Lion Luxuries, what's up with y'all, man? Love you, Black Lion Luxury fellas, man. We are family, that is for sure. But anyway, on that first third, I got some nuttiness, like I say, oaky cedar note, nice earthy note, black pepper on the retro hill, along with some a sweet like chili pepper spice as well there on the retro. The cigar had a very good burn to it, nice floral note, even had a buttery creamy note, some sweet cocoa. I also got down here maybe a little sweet nougat and a slightly tight draw. So during that first third, I was able to ask Riste a question about the cigar, and I asked him, and I asked all the other guys on the call, any of you guys ever smoked this cigar? Did you guys have any issues with a slightly tight draw on the cigar? Now with the draw, the cigar was burning well. The flavors were not a problem, but it was just a little bit of a tight draw. So I had the man on the call and I asked him about that. And lo and behold, what he told me was it was by design. The reason why he did that, the reason why the cigar was rolled that way. So when I think about that, and I think about him being a big-time Cuban cigar smoker, most of us that have smoked Cuban cigars have noticed there's somewhat of a tight draw to a lot of Cuban cigars. Hell, some Cuban cigars come to you almost plugged. But the reason he said he did that was to kind of mimic what he's used to in smoking a cigar, rolled it that way so that the cigar would burn evenly throughout and that the flavors would stay even throughout. being that it was a slightly tight draw, it doesn't allow the cigar to burn too fast up one side or the other. And he was correct, man, because in smoking this cigar, I remember, and like I said, I didn't take any pictures. I had about a 3.5, almost 4-inch ash on that cigar, and those guys that were on that call can justify that because I was able to show them while I was smoking. So it made sense why Risty did what he did. So I can't question the man anymore about the design and the makeup of his cigars because he gave it a tight draw for a reason, and it was an even burn throughout the cigar. On the second third of that cigar, I began to pick up more pepper, more of a white pepper now on the Retrohale. Still had that sweet chili pepper spice to it, floral notes, even picked up a little bit of cinnamon spice. And at that time throughout the cigar, I had it at, throughout the second third, medium in strength, body, and flavor. And the cigar, like I said, was holding the ash halfway through. That ash, man, I wish I'd have took a picture of it and measured it to get a measure on it. But it was one hell of a long ash, all the way up to the band, just about before it broke off. So on the last third of the cigar, we still had that sweet pepper spice, white pepper on the Retro, nice buttery, creamy note, a light bready note. Floral, even picked up a little caramel and nougat sweetness. I remember the cigar being just so mouth coating, man. You know, the body of the cigar in your mouth was beautiful. And you know, sometimes you play in your head, you know, is it just because I'm talking to this man the reason why the cigar is so good? I don't think so. I think it was a beautifully well constructed, well made cigar. Like I say, a mouth coating creaminess. And for me, that cigar finished medium in strength, full in body, and full in flavor. So I scored that cigar right there with Risty and the guys on the call. On the construction, I gave the cigar a 10. On the burn, a 9. Flavor was a 9. Body an 8, and complexity and transition an 8. So that night while on the call with Risty, that cigar, on my scale of 1 to 10, scored an 8.8. Which is a great score, man. A great score, which made that an excellent cigar on Cowboy's scale of 1 to 10. So I just want to say hats off to Risty, spending time with me and the fellas, man, on the call. It was a beautiful cigar. If you guys have not had an opportunity to try any of the Jasum Crawl cigar line of cigars, I suggest that you do so. That's what I love about boutiques, man. Boutiques are taking over. Boutiques are bust with me right now because that's where all the creativity is. That's where all the fun is inside of the boutique cigars. So as I sit here now, man, messing around on the pad, I'm going to be looking for the best spot to get me a couple more of the Jasum Crawl cigars. What I'm looking for now is the toothpick. So whoever gives me the best deal on the toothpick 2.0 from Tyrannical Buck, that's who's going to get the order today. My understanding it comes in 2 different wrappers, so I got to figure out without buying too many of them at one time so that I know which one I like the most, who I can get 5-pack from, and they mix it up. Give me the Maduro wrapper as well as the Habano wrapper. So that's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix me another cup of this Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day, hang out with the fam. I just wanted to come on and say hello to you guys, give you guys my rundown on the Jasum Crawl cigar. Sorry I'm not smoking it, but like I say, every now and then it'll be a written review from me as opposed to just a live review of smoking cigars. Sometimes the written reviews are a little bit easier to do, as you can see. You can kind of get on and get off. But this is Cowboy. I sign off on the Jasum Crawl Tyrannical Buck Doble cigar. Thank you, Risty, for your time. Thank you, Black Line Luxuries, for being family. This is Cowboy. That's my take on it. Peace.